Big Apple has a new big three. The NBA has a new big three. Okay? I didn't know we're throwing out the name Big Three on social media for a team that has two guys who've never been on an all-star team. The New York Knicks. Ooh, baby. Second team All-NBA in 2021. Julius Randle. Breakout star next to Luka Doncic. Jalen Brunson, high acquisition, $104 million. And RJ Barrett somehow benefited from being dangled as trade bait and now was rewarded with, what, $125 million?
120, yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
What do you think of these New York Knicks? And if they don't do well, Tom Thibodeau is going to be fucking fired.
I like them. I think there's a lot of talent on this team, and I think getting Jalen Brunson probably not saved you, but it keeps you there. it keeps you from blowing it all up. RJ Barrett is a phenomenal basketball talent to me. I think Julius Randle's really solid as well. Even on a really, really bad shooting year and just like a really bad efficiency season for Julius Randle, I'll take 20, 10, and 5. I'll take that as being a bad season. So I think what Randle really needed was to be kind of that third option at least. And now you have Jalen Brunson, and all of New York's going to be excited to watch Jalen Brunson because he finally has his team now. The New York Knicks haven't had a player of his caliber at point guard in the longest times. Now you actually have a sustainable, reliable, long-term point guard. So I think that big three is a little like it's what's the word where it's a little too soon, I think, to call them an actual big three, but it's an on the rise big three. And there's a lot of talent on this team outside of those guys. Like Obi Toppin's in for a huge year. I think Emmanuel Quickley's in for a huge year. Quentin Grimes is a phenomenal basketball player. Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein was a phenomenal get for him. Jericho Sims, even. There's just a lot of young, enticing talent on this team. And if Obi can play the way he played when he finally got an opportunity in the second half of the season, Emmanuel Quickley does his thing, it's going to be not a crazy successful year, I think, for the Knicks, but I do think that they will see some success. And I think that success will be somewhere between 5 being really nice, and I think 8. I think they'll fall somewhere between 5 and 8 this season.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely interesting. With the starting lineup is going to be RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. It's what we're being told. You have a defensive-minded head coach, which is great when you want a team to play defense. But you know what's my fear? Is what it can. RJ Barrett, I think he's going to take that next step. But how good is RJ Barrett? Is RJ Barrett an all-star, or is he a guy who's like, is he a third guy? Because right now, when I look at RJ Barrett, he's my third guy. Okay. A guy who's a borderline all-star. Maybe if he's on a bad team in a good like a big market, he gets, an all-star or two.
20 points per game for your third option is pretty good.
Yeah, over, I think, 40 guys in the NBA average 20 points. 50 guys in the NBA average 20 points. Come back to me when it's 2010 again, when only 8 guys in the NBA averaged over 20 points. Scoring 20 points ain't shit anymore. And, like, it is, but at the same time, like, scoring 20 points isn't a stat that you should ride or die, a player's value. A lot of these guys, basically, a lot of players in the NBA can score 20 points. But that's not their role.
Yeah, I think it's just the evolution of basketball. I think most people, not most, but I think if every player in the NBA even 10 years ago wanted 20 a night, it wouldn't be in the best interest for the associated basketball teams. But
yeah, because like that, they didn't play efficient basketball, so it just would have been a shit ton of bad shots.
Like if Joakim Noah wanted to be a 20 point per game scorer, like I'm pretty sure they could make him
Wasn't Joakim Noah like a 15-10 guy or 17-10?
Joakim Noah is one of the most underrated centers of
Joakim
that
Noah
decade.
was. Did he win? He won Defensive Player of the Year once, right?
Yeah.
And Joakim Noah did not know that he's team ambassador. He two-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year in 2014. Did not know he won it that late in his career, like in his Chicago career. That's wild. In 2014, they gave it to him. Should have won it in 2013. But okay, yeah, 2014 was his best year. He averaged 13 and 11. I mean, I don't know if Joakim Noah, he didn't really have much of an offensive game, like in the
Well, just
sense.
give him to the ball 30 times a night.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like if I wanted, all right, fine. If I wanted Corey Brewer to be a 20-point per game scorer,
Corey Brewer
and
definitely
he's
could have
taking
been.
and he's taking 23s a game, it
Corey
just wouldn't be
Brewer's
an efficient 20.
Corey Brewer would have still been a top 10 pick in the NBA if he had came out again. He was the 7th overall pick. 6'9", 188. The guy was like a shooting guard, small forward at like 190 pounds. The guy's phenomenal. I loved him. Dude, he played for so many teams, like it felt like. And
Towards the end, yeah,
yeah, first
pass
few
around.
years, he was passing around like a bong. He never really got that 3-point shot down in college. I
Joakim.
mean,
Oh shit! I thought we were talking about Joakim Noah.
no, Corey Brewer, bro.
Never really got that 3-point shot down. Like what? Yeah, Corey Brewer.
God, bro, get your
I
mind
didn't know
out
he
the
was
gutter.
pass around like a blunt.
13 points a night, shooting 34%, 1.5 steals. Dude, he had a season where he was getting 2.3 steals a game.
Hey, that's what Gary Trent Jr. is.
But back to the Knicks. I think the Knicks, when you look at this, you get yourself a guy like Jalen Brunson, Evan Fournier, and RJ Barrett. I'm fine with RJ Barrett playing defense. I think he can do it. I think Julius Randle can play defense. Mitchell Robinson can play defense. Evan Fournier and Jalen Brunson as your backcourt. Now that's where my issue comes into because the defensive rating isn't the best stat to use. Due to the fact that I think like it can be skewed, but Evan Fournier, defensive rating 112. He's never really ever been a plus defender. Never in his career.
It's
Like
actually
never in
not.
Denver. Like Evan Fournier was never a good defender in Denver, Orlando, or the Knicks. But Evan Fournier, when he tries, is tolerable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I didn't know his. I would have imagined his defensive rating career wise was like 115 or 112 isn't too bad. But
As of
obviously, like you
late,
said, it's not indicative on there.
I don't. He hasn't been as great defensively, but like I still think when he tries, like his first or second year in Orlando, I think might have been his second year in Orlando. He's actually pretty decent. He's almost a plus defender, and I just think with M Fournier, if Tom Thibodeau can get him to try, 99% of the time he can stay on the floor to close the game. So just get scared. I get scared that like, how are you going to close games? Are you going to close it with like Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and I don't know. Like, do you do Jalen Brunson? Do you do Derrick Rose? Do you do Emmanuel Quickly? Like, who's closing the games? Like, do you want Jalen Brunson really to be guarding like one of the better opposing players? Last 5 minutes of the game, tie game.
Yeah, that's the issue, but that's kind of the issue with the whole team
Well, I
as
think
far
they
as the
have good
guards go.
defenders. It's just Brunson's going to be mismatched hunted all season long. Like everyone's going to be just like, switch Brunson on me. Get Brunson to switch on me. Get Brunson
Yeah,
to switch
so
on me.
even if I have Derrick Rose and Jalen Brunson, or if I have Jalen Brunson, Emmanuel Quickly, or I have Jalen Brunson Fournier, or I have Jalen Brunson Quentin Grimes, like I still think he's going to be. I mean, the guy's 6'1". I mean, he's going to be heavily abused. But I guess like Grimes and Quickly, and even Fournier, like I guess they're all like okay. Like it's not like it's going to be a complete and utter like shit show, I would imagine. But yeah, that's my issue with this team is I would imagine like you'll probably.
It's a weird
I
situation.
think it'll be probably Brunson, Fournier, RJ, Randall, and maybe a mix between Toppin and Mitch. I don't know who. That's the thing with Thibodeau too. Is like who the hell knows, and you won't even know come playoff time. Is my guess.